Hello, second grade. So today we are going to work on these mini self-portraits where we show different feelings. So our learning objective for this assignment is to be able to experiment with various materials and tools to explore personal interests in a work of art or design. So I want you to focus on the emotions: joy, fear, sadness, disgust, or anger, like we saw in the movie Inside Out. And you can draw a representation of yourself showing those emotions like I did here, or you can do a non-objective or abstract portrait where it doesn't look like you, but you're still showing those emotions. So what I tried to do was color the background, the color of the emotion I was showing, just to kind of help out. So you can see the background here is red, so this would be anger. Background here is purple, so this is fear. Yellow background, so happy. And green background, disgust. I also have some here, sadness, and this is my non-objective happiness example. So it doesn't have to look like a person, it doesn't have to look like you. It can be non-objective, like we saw in the book The Noisy Paint Box by Barb Rosenstock. So you're going to get a small piece of paper. You're going to need to write your name on the back, flip it over, and draw your self-portrait showing one of those emotions: anger, disgust, fear, sadness, or happiness, or joy, whatever you want to call it. And what I did was I drew it in pencil, I outlined it with permanent marker, and then I used crayon on all of my examples, but you can use any of the media that we experimented with earlier. And I want you to color the whole paper. It's a small paper, and I'd like you to do at least 2 of them. You can do more than 2, but I'd like you to do at least 2. They can be the same emotion done differently, or they can be 2 different emotions. And then you're going to create these frames that go around the little mini artworks that you make to jazz them up and make them look a little neater. So I have cut out some frame patterns for you to use, and I have 4 different shapes. So if you only do 2, like I did, you have to choose the 2 that you like the most. Doesn't matter to me which ones you use. And then you're gonna go get a small colored paper, and your frames are gonna be the same color because you're gonna do 1 on each. So I chose this yellow color to make it kind of look like a gold frame. You're gonna take the frame pattern, hold it down, and you're gonna trace around the outside with your pencil. Very carefully, keep your pencil straight up and down, perpendicular to the paper, so that it doesn't slide. If I hold it like this, it's going to slide under the pattern shape. And then you trace the inside as well. So the outside and then the rectangle on the inside. Then you're going to cut these out very carefully. These are supposed to make your artwork look a little bit fancier and nicer, so you want to do a nice job. So I cut the paper in half so I could cut the 1 out at a time easier. And I don't have this big piece flapping around. And now when you do the middle, you're not going to take your scissors and poke a hole or take your pencil and poke a hole. What you do is just bend this. You don't crease it or fold it in half. You just bend it, and then you snip right in the middle of the rectangle. Open it back up. Put your scissors right into the slit, and then you're going to cut up and right along that rectangle that you drew. Try to cut as neatly and as straight as possible when you're cutting out this rectangle. So there's 1 frame. Now I need to cut out my other. I got to do the middle again, so I bend it, snip, open it up, and recycle your scraps. So here are my 2 frames cut out, and I have a little bit of pencil around the edge, so this is going to be the side that stays up that I can see, the pencil side. And then I'm going to take my self-portrait showing emotion, and I'm going to place them down on the frame, making sure that this doesn't stick off the side, that it stays right inside the frame so I can see the yellow paper all the way around all 4 edges. And you're going to come get 2 small pieces of masking tape from me. And you're going to tape this to your frame. Now if I tape it to my frame like this, the masking tape sticks up off the edge of the frame, so that's not good. What you want to do is put most of the masking tape on the back of your artwork and just have a little bit of it overlap onto the colored paper. So most of my masking tape is on the white paper and it overlaps a little bit onto the yellow, so that when I flip it over, I don't have any of those ugly pencil lines, and my expressive self-portrait is framed neatly. So I'm going to do that one more time. This side, the pencil side is up where we can see the pencil edges. I take my self-portrait of happiness, I lay it down so I can see the colored frame all the way around. I get 2 pieces of small masking tape. Most of the tape overlaps on the back of the artwork and then touches the yellow. And actually, I have the smallest little piece of masking tape that sticks up off the edge of my frame, and that does not make me happy. It's a very small amount, but just a little bit can really make it not look very nice. So I pulled that masking tape off and did it again. And same with this. Most of the masking tape's on the white paper, a little bit overlaps onto the yellow to hold it in place, and then I flip it over, and here I have my very nice framed artwork. Expressive self-portraits of happiness, sadness, and then I also have fear, happiness done as a person instead of non-objective, where it doesn't look like a person, anger, and disgust.